Imagine a life where every moment is a potential viral sensation, where family secrets are spread for millions of people to see, and where the line between authenticity and exploitation is constantly being blurred. Nika Diwa is a momfluencer who has taken social media by storm with her unapologetic approach to sharing every single aspect of her life. But beneath the surface of her seemingly perfect family vlogs lies a web of controversy. From accusations of child exploitation to staged performances and mental health problems, Nika Diwa has found herself at the forefront of allegations against her content. She's probably the worst mom influencer on TikTok, and today we'll find out exactly why people do not like her content. But before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to join the best community on YouTube. Nika Diwa burst onto the scene as a fashion blogger and influencer, but her journey to internet fame has been anything but ordinary. Born on November 1st, 1989, Nika is of Filipino descent and initially made a name for herself in the fashion industry before going to being a momfluencer. Before becoming the controversial figure we know today, Nika gained valuable experience in the fashion world. She worked as a merchandising manager for The Real, a leading luxury consignment site where she oversaw more than 600 women's designer brands like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Hermes. But Nika's true claim to fame began with her fashion blog, Diwa. What started as a fun fashion diary between Nika and her sister quickly evolved into something much bigger. The blog's mission was to empower women through a revelation of their worth, and it caught the attention of major players in the industry. Diwa Dollhouse was featured in partnership with events and brands like New York Fashion Week, E! News, and Huffington Post. As Nika's online presence grew, so did her following. She transitioned from fashion blogging to becoming a full-fledged social media influencer, with a particular focus on TikTok. By 2025, Nika had amassed an incredible 3.3 million followers on her TikTok account, and over 2 million subscribers on her YouTube account. Her content shifted from purely fashion-focused TikTok videos to more lifestyle and family-oriented videos, which is where things started to get interesting for her brand. Now, let's talk about the controversies that have made Nika Diwa a household name, and not always for the right reasons. One of the most significant issues surrounding Nika is her tendency to overshare every single aspect of her life, including deeply personal and sometimes inappropriate moments involving her family. This behavior has led many to accuse her of exploiting her children for clout, views, and attention. One particularly disturbing incident involved Nika posting a video of her daughter in a vulnerable position. At the beginning of 2024, she shared a video of her young daughter lying on the ground while being changed, while Nika discussed privacy and private parts with her daughter. This video sparked outrage among viewers who felt it was a gross violation of the child's privacy and dignity.
This area right here, this is your private part. So only mama's allowed to change it.
My uncle do it?
No uncles change diaper.
Can your dad do it?
Your dad can do it. Yeah.
Can my mom do it?
I can, yes. No boys are allowed except daddy. If someone changes your diaper, say,
I have to ask.
oh, I have to ask.
Yeah. It's my body.
Okay, may I change your diaper, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The video that she shared, the caption said, "Talking to my child about boundaries in private parts." While I understand why this conversation was taking place, this is a conversation that happens very, very often between parents or guardians and children. Why on earth is this being made content?
Not only that, but it was extremely weird to showcase this to viewers online. There are a ton of weirdos who are on TikTok, and putting videos out like this one, which is now deleted by the way, only gives those weird people what they want. There is an importance to telling your child about privacy and how to avoid potential dangers, but this shouldn't be broadcasted to your millions of followers. It's weird for a ton of reasons. Now, as a dad, I wouldn't want my son being used like this on a video, because that's what is happening at this point. She's using her daughter as a means to get attention. And again, as someone who makes videos on the weirdos on TikTok, having those interactions with your child mid-diaper change and posting it on TikTok is such a weird thing to do. It's downright gross, and sure, if you want to give your audience some advice on how to have a talk like this to your kid, then fine. But don't do this in the middle of a diaper change, and don't put this on the internet for millions of people to see. Even if she wasn't changing her daughter, I still feel like this would be weird to post on the internet, and kind of inappropriate. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Nika's content has become increasingly problematic over time. She's been known to film herself crying, seemingly faking panic attacks for views.
I have started to get back to normal life since having baby number 2, and I have struggled with anxiety. But lately I've been feeling this old familiar feeling of holding my breath, like, and forgetting to breathe. And just this like tightening of my chest. And I don't know what to do, because the last time this happened, I could pinpoint what was wrong. I know that our bodies and anxiety and this response is important and sacred because it means something and it's trying to tell me something. I just don't know what that message is. Do I need to disappear for a day, sit with myself in a journal and coffee? Do I need to medicate, surrender, and believe in faith and worship and sing until I find the spot that hurts and cry? Do I need to go back to bed and take my husband's big hand and put it on my heart and remind myself that I'm here? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. If you have any answers, let me know, because it's 3 a.m. and I'd really like to go to sleep. I'd love that. That would be great. If you could get back to me before my therapist, that would be awesome.
I just got home. My husband put the baby down to sleep and I'm just hiding in the car because I am so overstimulated. My baby's 1, and there are a couple things that I do that give me an option to drop her off at childcare, like at the gym and at this mommy group thing that I go to on Mondays. Anyways, she doesn't last more than 10 minutes before she starts screaming. And they call me in every time. So she never gets used to being in there. She never really gets to acclimate, and I don't get any time to myself. And it scares me because I love her and I love that she wants me, but at the same time, I really need some space. And I don't know how to train her to be okay with having some space for me. And is that bad to even want? Like, I don't know. I just...
And even arguing with her husband in front of her children. This behavior has raised serious concerns about the well-being of her family and the potential long-term effects on her children. We've seen creators like Nika Diwa in the past, aka the Ace family, who showcase all of the problems to their audience, which is never ever a good thing. If you're arguing with your husband, don't show it to everyone. The people who are in your comments aren't your friends or family members. This doesn't help you out at all, and it fabricates your whole relationship when you turn on the camera mid-argument to show your fans that couples do argue, which I feel like everyone already knows at this point, obviously. This is bad. As humans, we won't have great days every day, and there will be things that our loved ones do that will make us upset. But if you can't even voice your frustrations to your partner because you feel like it will be broadcasted to the internet, then this can make the relationship a lot worse. If you can't speak your mind, then you will hold it in until you explode. Arguments shouldn't be filmed, especially if it's something that is truly personal and between the two of you. And then, if you do explode and you're in the middle of recording it, then it just makes you look a lot worse. Everything that she does seems disingenuous, even down to the arguments. Why would you even film this? It just is very weird.
I have been taught my entire life that my feelings, the things that happen to me, the way that men have talked to me, that they can just treat me any type of way or act like any type of way, and that it's fine. And that my feelings go unacknowledged. So what does it cost you to just say, I acknowledge, even though that was not my intention, that is how that affected you, that hurt you, so that I know that my feelings matter to you. Why is that such a heavy cost?
One of the most controversial aspects of Nika's online presence is her approach to discussing her interracial family. She frequently makes jokes about her children's racial background, even going as far as to coach her young daughter to say she's the neighbor's baby in response to comments about her appearance. This behavior has drawn criticism from the interracial community, who find her comments insensitive, potentially harming to her children's self-image. Nika's handling of criticism is another point of contention. She's notorious for deleting any negative comments or valid criticism about her parenting style or content. If you look at her profile, you will see videos with high views, but only around 55 comments. And every single one of those comments are praising her, even if it's a bad video. This practice of curating her online image to appear perfect has only fueled more skepticism and backlash from her audience. The drama surrounding Nika Diwa took an even darker turn when information about her husband's past came to light. In 2008, Nika's husband was reportedly arrested on child abandonment charges after leaving a child alone at night. While the details of this incident remain unclear, it's added another layer of controversy to the family's public image. People started to realize that some things that glitter aren't gold. Despite the mounting criticism, Nika continues to push the boundaries of what's acceptable to share online. She's been accused of making other people's misfortunes about herself, lying about her content, and even faking stories for views. This behavior has led some to label her as the final boss of mommy influencers, a title that is dubious as it is telling. One of the most concerning aspects of Nika's online presence is her apparent disregard for her children's privacy and consent. In an age where digital footprints can follow a person for life, Nika's decision to share intimate details of her children's lives has raised serious ethical questions. People online argue that she's not only exploiting her children for content, but potentially setting them up for future embarrassment or even harm by putting all of their personal problems online for people to see, and labeling it as teaching parents how to deal with it. But this just gives her kids negative reinforcement to overshare about their personal life online. The controversy surrounding Nika Diwa is part of a larger trend in social media, particularly among momfluencers. These parent influencers often blur the lines between sharing their family life and exploiting their children for views and engagement. Nika's case is particularly extreme, with her content often veering into territory that many find disturbing and inappropriate. One of the most puzzling aspects of Nika's online persona is her inconsistent portrayal of her marriage. On one hand, she frequently posts content fetishizing her husband and their relationship, but on the other, she shares intimate details about their marital struggles, including discussions about being on the brink of divorce. This back and forth has led many to question the authenticity of her content and the health of her relationship. There was also a video that she posted where she says that if she was in a room alone with another man, then she would cheat on her man. She said that's just human nature and she'd never put herself in that position. But I feel like if you truly love your spouse, then you wouldn't have that feeling at all towards another individual.
Could you ever cheat on me?
Absolutely. That's why I don't make dumb decisions like talking to guys one-on-one or hanging out in like compromising situations. Because I'm a human being, you're a human being, and I'm sorry, babe, I don't know if this is hard for you to hear, but everybody is absolutely capable of infidelity in the right/wrong circumstances.
Oh, okay.
That's why boundaries are so important. You're never going to see me in a situation, even if people think I might be too strict, I don't care, because I'm not taking that chance.
Amen.
I'm not putting myself in a position to even be close to a position to potentially fall to temptation. I'm going to keep it 100 because anyone is capable of cheating, but I will not be cheating on you.
Excellent. I love that.
I love you.
A lot of people stitched this video criticizing her, and obviously for good reason. It was just a really weird video to post. Obviously staged for views, but weird nonetheless.
Could you ever cheat on me?
Absolutely. That's why I don't make dumb decisions like talking to guys one-on-one or hanging out in like compromising situations. Because I'm a human being, you're a human being, and I'm sorry, babe, I don't know if this is hard for you to hear, but everybody is absolutely capable of infidelity in the right/wrong circumstances.
Oh, okay.
Who's gonna tell her? Not only do I think that her husband fed her those lines, but I think that the people who tend to think like this are forcing the compatibility in their relationships for the sake of maintaining their own comfort. While I know that cheating is extremely normalized in our society, I think a common misconception that a lot of people have is that everyone is capable of cheating under the right circumstances, and that is simply not true. If you're a monogamous leaning person, but your impulse to cheat is so strong that you can't even be in the same room with the gender that you're attracted to, that is a major sign that you are with the wrong person. Although resisting the urge to cheat can be a sign of discipline and self-control, it is also your mind and body's way of telling you that you are losing physical and or emotional attraction to your partner. And sometimes you can get it back, sometimes you can't. But ignoring that strong impulse to cheat is just going to make it manifest in less ideal ways. Like being rude, being neglectful. It can even escalate to emotional or physical abuse, or you can end up eventually acting on your impulse to cheat. I know that marriage culture has taught us that once you exchange vows or have been together for a long time, that you're supposed to do everything in your power to make it work. But all that thinking does is keep people trapped in situations that they do not want to be in. And I don't know about y'all, but if I found out that my boyfriend wanted to cheat on me so badly that he actively had to avoid working with certain clients or avoid being in a room with certain people, y'all would never hear from me again.
Despite the backlash, Nika has shown little sign of changing her ways. She continues to post controversial content, delete any and all comments who criticize or hate on her, and maintain her carefully curated online image. This behavior has led to growing calls for accountability in the influencer space, particularly when it comes to content involving children. The Nika Diwa controversy raises important questions about the ethics of family vlogging and the role of social media in modern parenting. Where do we draw the line between sharing to your fan base that you've grown by being a momfluencer and oversharing to that same audience? At what point does a parent's desire for online fame cross into exploitation? These are questions that platforms, audiences, and content creators themselves are grappling with as social media continues to evolve. Nika Diwa is a really weird content creator who puts her content over her family members. There's also another video that she posted where she states that when she's overstimulated, she will sing to her kids asking them why they're screaming.
There's a lot of sounds in here. Be quiet. Be quiet, please. Stop. No. Everyone.
Of course, this video is filled with positive comments, and admittedly, it's not as bad as her other videos, but it's still pretty bad. There are also a ton of videos making fun of her on TikTok, because for some odd reason, she'll record herself having a panic attack and frame it as content. People in the comments always say things like, "Oh, but you were able to record this though." And it's true, if you're able to sit down, put your phone in a position to get you in the frame, and press play, then you aren't doing this for yourself. You are doing this for attention. It's no different than the guys on Snapchat who will put up a picture of a black screen and put, "Gonna be off this for a little while. Don't ask why. If you got my number, text me." This is all for attention, I promise you. There was another video where she's driving her daughter to the ER because having an allergic reaction to peanut butter, and people in the comments wrote, "Well, you just gotta let TikTok know." And, "Oh no, thank God you were still able to run to TikTok about this." And, "Glad you can still find a way to make content." These are all valid criticisms that are all through her comment sections on videos that she doesn't heavily censor. And it's not even that she's a bad mom, it's more so that she has to go to the top of the mountains to scream to a crowd of people everything she's done that day. It's definitely going to impact the way her kids act throughout their childhood, making it seem like it's okay to overshare when it's really not. Nika Diwa is a terrible momfluencer who uses her kids, husband, and even stepdaughter for online clout and attention. This allowed her to gain over 3.3 million followers and a life that people only dream of. But at what cost? She lost all of her reputation with these videos that she posts onto her channel and to her TikTok account. And people always question what she's doing this for. Even though she does still have a good fan base, her reputation is soiled throughout the whole entire TikTok platform. People know that she does this just for clout, and they won't really feed into this. But have you ever heard of Nika Diwa? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to get us closer to 200,000 subscribers. This is just one installment, actually the second installment, of my Terrible Momfluencer series, so let me know in the comments down below who I should cover next. It could be TikTok, Instagram, and of course YouTube, but yeah, just let me know. Obviously 8 Passengers is like a really big one, but because that is like an actual case and she's in jail for it, I feel like I probably shouldn't make a video on that. But again, let me know what you want to see next. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.